So I'm going to have to get a new tire.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, and I will call this meeting to order. Rob is not here this evening, so Kevin, would you please call the roll?
Miss Least?
Here.
Mrs. Sweet?
Here.
Mr. Bear?
Here.
Mr. Whitaker?
Here.
Mr. Hannah?
Here.
Council does have a quorum, and before we get into our regular agenda this evening, I would like to have a moment of silence for Council Member Paul Avery. Paul passed away on Sunday, and he was in his final year of serving on council. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends at this time, so please join me in a moment of silence for Paul. Okay, thank you very much, and if you would, please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. This is the regular session of the Enon Village Council. This is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Do we have any additions to our agenda this evening?
Maybe just a quick one of new business, please.
Under new business, Mr. Hannah. Anything else? All right, let's go to the minutes of the April 22nd, 2025 meeting. If you've had a chance to look at those and are satisfied with the contents, I would ask for a motion and a second to approve.
So moved. Second.
And Kevin, if you'd call the roll, please.
Miss Least?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
And those minutes are approved as presented. You should have some financial reports that were provided by our fiscal officer. And let's go over a few of these reports, just kind of summarize. The first one we'll look at is the cash summary by fund. The general fund balance as of the end of April, $283,289 or $90. I'll round that. Street construction, $22,858. Going down to the police levy, $189,649. Under the special revenue, this would be for events and functions for the police department, $8,362. Water operating, $403,391. Total of all funds, $954,193.49. If you go to the appropriation status report, if you turn to page 2, total expenditures out of the general fund thus far, we spent about 30%, and we're a third of the way through the year, so we're doing well in that fund. Looking at the street maintenance fund, we've spent approximately 36%, so we're in good shape there. Let's turn to page number 4, and this would be for the police levy fund. We've spent about 35% there. Water operating, this is on page 5. Approximately 26% of our appropriations have been spent, and with a couple projects we've had going on, that percentage will go up substantially on next month's report. Overall, total funds, we've spent approximately 31% of what we had appropriated, so we're in pretty good shape there. Revenue status, on page 1, we've collected about 43% of what we anticipate collecting in the general fund. Of course, the big part of that is from property taxes, local government distribution, and the rollback from the state. If you go to page 2, street construction, maintenance, and repair, we received about 32%, so we're right on track there. Remember, those payments come in monthly. Down on page 3, police levy, we've received about 57% of those revenues. And if we go to page 4, water operating, we've received about 33% of anticipated revenues. Total for this reporting period, about 37% of our revenues for the year have been received. And I think we have a reconciliation that will need to be approved for the month of April.
I'll move that we accept the bank reconciliation for the month of April.
I'll second.
Are there any comments or questions? Kevin, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Ms. Least?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
And that reconciliation has been approved. Thank you very much. Let's move on to communications. I would like to recognize the fact that it's National Police Officer Week. Lieutenant Wise, we thank you for your service to the village. We thank our entire department for what they do every day and the challenges and risks and the rewards that they have when they're keeping our village safe. So please pass along on behalf of all of us our sincere appreciation for what they do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other items of communication? All right, let's go into staff reports, and Kevin, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Greetings, residents. The first item there is the April Mayor's Court Report you have in front of you. There were 2 traffic cases. Total funds received for the current month, $2,037.50. Year to date, $8,147.25. Total remitted to the state, $75. Year to date, $655. Total remitted to the village, $1,959.50. Year to date, $7,468.25, which brings us back to the total disbursed of the current month, $2,037.50. Year to date, $8,147.25.
I'll move that we accept the mayor's court report as presented.
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Ms. Least?
Yes.
Ms. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item number 2, the park toys. I did get all the toys unpacked and kind of stacked in their respective piles, so we know this is one swing set, this is, so it's going to be a lot easier to set up and things like that. So planning on getting the holes dug next week for the spring toys and possibly the little climbing apparatus. Those couple items will go pretty quick, so. But they'll still need, once we get the concrete poured in the mounting devices in the concrete, it's still gonna, have to be set up for at least a week before they can start rocking on them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's come along pretty good. I'm glad there was a lot to unpack, but it's gonna be interesting, gonna be fun. So
There's a lot of parts to all of those.
Bring
it's
back
like
childhood memories?
Yeah, big erector set. That's what it is. So.
Kevin, we should go out to the township to see if they can help us on that.
Sure.
Kevin, how are you going to keep that secured for the week or so that
We're
it has
gonna
to
have
set?
like
A
construction
or
fence
something?
around them,
Okay.
yep, and cones and caution tape and all that. And
Okay.
and I am going to put out a letter, put it on the website and Facebook. I got it wrote up on just having the mayor proof it for if there's any additions or spelling, things like that. But just letting people know that, hey, you're going to see some dismantling of some items, and we're going to barricade it off the best we can, ask for everybody's patience, and they're going to see some good, neat changes coming. So.
In the meantime, is there any parties scheduled for during the time that you're going to be doing all that? That's, people renting the park or whatever they call it?
I'd have to check. I'm sure there is, on the weekends, we're getting pretty busy. People calling in. It's usually full every weekend. So.
Like graduation parties even, but those are usually older kids, so.
So, next item, the water treatment plan update. We did, Garber Electric came in and finished the electrical portion of that project. They put on new breaker panels on the outside, ran some new wire. We put in a new transformer. So that project, that portion phase is all complete. Everything's running back up and running good. So it went pretty smooth. They were done in probably 4 days. So they were moving on it. The next phase is the new generator that will be delivered. I got word that will be delivered the second week of June. So we're in the process of right now kind of coordinating with a couple people that has the equipment to lift the old generator off and set the new one in. So I talked to Jason, and we're kind of expecting that portion, not having it hooked up, but getting the old one unhooked and unloaded, and new one installed or on the pad should take a couple days, and probably another 2 or 3 days time to get the new gas line ran to it and the electric up. So possibly maybe a week and a half, and that portion will probably be done. So.
Will there be any usefulness for the old generator after we put the new one in? I know about the age of it, but so that's why I wonder whether that'd be worth scrap or whether
We're just gonna put it on Gov Deals like we do with everything.
Okay.
You know, the fuel tank that's underneath it we will keep, because we can utilize that as a diesel tank, for the shop and for the trucks and the backhoe and things like that.
So that generator, even though it is old and it would be hard to get parts for, it is fully operational, which is, somebody on Gov Deals would probably be very interested in it, I would think.
Yeah. So, update on the staff car. Needs new brakes, 4-wheel alignment, and a tie rod arm was bent. So it's at Bo Townsend Ford still. So hopefully next week we'll get it back, but it's about $1,500 to get it fixed. So
I just was at Bo Townsend today. They said it should be done today or tomorrow. What they told me.
hey, you must be talking to a different person than I am. So, I'm hoping, but
Yeah.
so because they were kind of waiting for some approval on that, and I said, well, I answered your email for approval, and
Yeah.
kind of somebody was dropping the ball. But anyhow, if that's great,
That's
that's true,
what she
great.
told me
So-
this afternoon.
okay, good. Columbia Gas will be in town, the main intersection downtown here, doing some. There's a valve that's leaking in the main intersection. On Tuesday, the 20th, at 8 a.m., they'll have a crew here, and they requested that we turn off that stoplight, a traffic light, because they'll have their own crew directing traffic.
Give me that day again, please.
Tuesday, the 20th, next Tuesday at
Okay.
8 a.m. Naturally, weather permitting, but they said there's a valve that's leaking in that intersection. They got to dig down to it. Whether they get it fixed that day or fill it back in with gravel and come back, if they have the right parts, they'll, naturally get it fixed. But they know it's leaking, but they don't know how bad until they get down there. So
So are they anticipating an all-day thing?
it'll be most of the day,
Most
yes.
of the day?
Yes. So, but they'll have their own. They don't want it blinking. I said we can put it up flashing and they can still assist, but they said no. That's their rule that they had to shut them completely down, and they have their own traffic control. So
I'd probably just let them know, school-wise, school traffic should be out of there by probably, 8:45.
okay, 8:45 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I just know there's a bunch of traffic there throughout the morning.
Yeah. And
between
hope there's
7
no
and
accidents on
8:30.
70 or 675.
Right.
So, in your packet there's graphics too. Mike Deity reached out to me, and he was proposing like an Enon Honors Our Heroes Veteran Banner program. And there's a couple examples in there. And I told him I'd bring it to council to see what your thoughts were, if you wanted to do something like that, if you think that would go with the village, where the residents buy banners and we hang them up on the posts at different times of the year. He's figuring the cost would be $150 per banner. And he told me that once all the information, if people would give us the picture and all the information, once we give that information to him, he said it would be 2 to 3 weeks to produce the banner. He ships them off to get made. He does the designing, he ships them off to print. He doesn't have the capability to print them. So, I know there are other companies out there as well that does them, some regular banner companies that we've dealt with before, but I told him I'd bring that to you, council's attention, and if you want to discuss it further, think about it, let me know. If you have any other questions, that we need to get answered, that's fine.
If you ever go through West Milton, that's
yeah.
a really cool community to see
It
those
is.
hanging up.
I certainly
It's
like the
awesome.
idea.
Yeah.
I do too. I think there would be quite a bit of interest.
I think so.
I think there would be as well.
Now, we could probably, I know we could hang them on the wood poles too. I'd have to call our Ohio Edison representative to get permission naturally, but I've seen them on electric poles in different towns. So
I have too.
with the street lights that we've got, plus, the wooden poles, might be an option, but,
Yeah.
so.
I certainly think it would be very nice and very honorable.
It's right along with the Purple Star thing that the school got too.
Uh-huh.
Right along with the military support.
Probably be a good one to refer to park and beautification.
Ben?
I know there's a company out of New Carlisle that I've been dealing with and actually talking to them about this, that we talked to at the meeting at the
Where
coffee
was
shop.
that?
It's over on
The coffee
Quick
shop.
Road.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
over on
yes.
Quick Road.
That makes these?
Yeah.
Yes,
and
they can too
They
as
make
well,
the
so.
banners right there.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see who makes the ones at New Carlisle also.
They do.
They do.
Oh, they're
The
the
company,
ones who
that,
do
the
it?
company
Okay.
that I've been talking with does all the banners for the
Well, we
New
can,
Carlisle. They do the signs for the New Carlisle baseball.
Okay, yeah. I know who they are.
let us
Yep.
reach out to them, maybe you or I, or both of us, and just see what their process is and cost and things
Yep.
like that.
And
I
I,
mean,
know, and I know I've used them for several different banners.
Yeah.
That they do a good job and reasonable price.
Reasonable, yeah. The last I remember, at least that was a few years back, but it was reasonable.
I'm just going to say something to think about keeping it in our community though.
Yep, for sure. Costs
Yeah.
are similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though he's a Springfield address, I know, but he's still,
yeah.
he's on that side of town.
Good idea, though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let me know as time goes on, and we can, if there's any questions you have, let me know. The vacant lot downtown, do we want to get requests for, like, qualifications from a couple different realtors? For the possibility?
I think
of
we should
listing?
open it up. I think we should open it up for any realtor that may be interested in listing that and seeing what the fees would be, seeing what their qualifications would be. If they're interested, I don't know. Maybe there wouldn't be a lot of interest. Maybe there would be.
Okay.
What's
I fully agree. I
Okay.
think we need to open it up.
Open up.
More people that would be interested, the
I wanna
better
talk-
for us, I think.
I'm sorry, Chairman. I didn't-
No, go ahead.
Have we talked to Paul about how to go ahead and actually initiate that solicitor?
Yeah, and we can, and that's why I told Kevin to bring it up. And we are good if we receive estimates or fees from other different realtors or whatever, and then make a selection, however that would be. So
We've got to open that up to their pipeline for the real estate investors and anybody that might be interested. If we just can't handle it ourselves in-house, so.
I agree.
You have an emergency ordinance, 2025-01 in front of you. I did talk to, I have been talking to our Crossroads zoning company, and we were discussing about the grants, and I found one on the Ohio Department of Development for Housing Technical Assistance Program, and they have a grant for just what we're kind of doing, up to $20,000. It's a reimbursable grant, actually.
To review zoning codes, zoning regulations, make recommendations.
Or
Okay.
to hire a company to do like what we're doing.
So instead of us paying for it, this grant would
This
pay
grant would
for
pay for it.
some or all of it.
Up to $20,000.
Okay,
And you're eligible for up to $20,000.
gotcha.
So this ordinance just gives me the authority to apply for that grant. So
I'll move that we waive the 3 reading rule.
Second.
And call the roll, Kevin.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yeah.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
And now we would need a motion and a second to approve emergency ordinance 25-01. And I'll just read the title real quick here. An ordinance authorizing the village administrator of the village of Enon, Ohio to file an application with the state of Ohio Department of Development for financial assistance with the Housing Technical Assistance Program for zoning code purposes for the village of Enon, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes. Good catch, Kevin.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good job on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did get the asphalt over here for the carport in today, so I took the pictures. They were waiting on the pictures of the site, so the company will be scheduling that to get that put up. Did a zoning drive around today. We will be sending out 31 notices tomorrow. The majority of them are grass. There's a few in-op vehicles and a few junk items.
Is Rite Aid included in that?
Rite Aid is included
Thank
in
you.
that as well, yes. I did actually call him, and then I emailed him the violation and let him know that the violation is coming in the mail as well to the Cincinnati office. So
Thank you.
the office will be closed on Monday, the 26th for Memorial Day. And I will be on vacation tomorrow and Thursday. I think that's all I have.
Questions for our administrator?
Will the office be closed on Friday?
Yes. They, well, no,
This coming Friday?
no. The Tina will be here answering phones.
Okay.
Everybody else will be leaving at 10 for the funeral, and then there is the quarry tour at 1 o'clock with the township and Brent Huntsman, and Jason's going to be there after the funeral, and so. But yeah, Tina will be here answering phones. And
Any other questions? Thanks, Kevin.
yes, thank you.
Jeff, I'll turn it over to you. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council, residents. So I was over at Bo Townsend Ford today to check on our 2021 Cruiser that's been over there for a couple weeks. Again, they said that it should be done either today or tomorrow with an estimated cost of $3,700. On Friday, this past Friday, myself and Officer Hupp went to Cincinnati to honor the Hamilton County deputies at the funeral. On our way down, I had a blowout on the front tire of the Cruiser, so I have to take it to Grismer to check on to get that tire replaced. Most of the time, when you're looking at all-wheel vehicles, they want to change all the tires.
Yeah.
So that they wear evenly. So I'll have to get a price on that to find out what that is, but we definitely need to get the one fixed because we don't have a spare on the car anymore. I do want to thank the Donaldsonville Police Department. They were behind me when this occurred. With their assistance and passing motorists stopping, we were able to get the tire replaced, fixed, and back into the procession of Montgomery County, Clark County cruisers that were going down to the funeral. So it was like our own little mini pit crew. This past couple weeks, we've had a lot of memorial that we have gone to. Myself and Officer Schaefer went to Clark County's. Then myself, Officer Schaefer, and Officer Hupp went to Ohio Police Officers Training Academy for their state memorial. Other than that, we've got the. I wasn't able to get the stats done for today. I'll get them to you next meeting. We've changed the stat sheet around a little bit, so we can get a little bit more idea of what's actually going on. Other than that, I really don't have anything else.
Jeff, just a question on the cruiser that had the tire blowout. How long have those tires been on that cruiser?
I
You
couldn't
know?
tell you because I can't find any
Paperwork or anything?
paperwork on vehicle maintenance.
What are you doing now, Jeff, to track
I've
so you know,
I've
have a
started
better
a book,
idea?
I've started a book for each cruiser, having all the pertinent details of the car, oil
Okay.
type, everything. That way, when we do oil changes, or in this case the tire replacement, we write down the date and time, or the date that it was done, what was done. And that way we have it for each car.
And they'll be kept in the vehicles, or?
No, they're kept in my office.
Okay, all right. And the officers know to fill those out as the.
Well,
it just seems like
most
we've been
most of the
having-
time it's going to be me that takes them to the get done.
Okay,
So.
just seems like we've been having maybe a lot of issues, and I just
There's-
don't know if it might be just random or just all at the same time, or I don't know. I was just curious.
We have had a lot of issues with the cars. The
Ford seems to start having a history of that, aren't they? Some of the,
Well, yeah,
you're
but-
getting up there in age on all the cars.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I just didn't know if we'd recently maybe put tires on there, or I just didn't
it's
know.
been
a little while, obviously.
talking to the other officers. I think it's been a little over a year, maybe 2 years that we put on the Durango.
And have we always gone to the same dealership, Bo Townsend?
We've
much,
we've done,
you know?
yeah, but they won't do the tires. That's just
Okay.
for vehicle maintenance.
Okay, I was gonna say, because they would have record too. if
Yeah.
We need some records.
we had that 2 years in January. Has that been 1 year in January? What year model is that?
It's a 22, so it's
22.
3 years old.
Yeah, because we bought it a year out. Is it 2
Yeah.
years?
I would almost bet the tires haven't been replaced yet.
And it's possible that I don't know. I don't know.
How many miles it got on it? Remember?
It had 64,000.
I think they have
65,000?
by then.
I don't know.
Usually cruisers don't last that long.
You know, the important thing is,
2021 has 100,000 miles on it. I'm sorry. The 2019 has 100,000 miles on it, and I think the 19 also has about 65,000.
and the important thing is you have record sheets now
Right.
for every
yeah.
vehicle, so that's very important.
Yeah, thank you for starting this.
Any other questions? Thanks, Jeff. Good report. Any committee reports? No old business. Mr. Hanna, I'll turn it over to you for new business.
Sounds like mine will be quick. Mine was I wanted to lay the foundation for enforcement at Rite Aid, making sure that doesn't get out of hands ahead of time. It sounds like you guys are already on it, so we can't have that being a
An eyesore.
eyesore in the center of town.
Well, and I'm disappointed that if we made a couple phone calls, why it still hasn't been mowed. It's a very easy task to take care of, in my opinion. So, and nothing personal, but you made a couple calls, and we're gonna have to send a notice, and we don't want to end up having to maintain that property. The village does not want to do it. So
Maybe we can offer them
let's.
a price to maintain it for them if they're not here.
Well, if we mow it, it's going to be, let's put it this way, it's a lot cheaper for them to mow it than it is for
Yeah.
us. So,
Well, if we offer and give them our price, they might decide to mow it
Yeah.
themselves.
Or they
Sooner.
might decide that our price is okay.
yes. Rick, did you have anything else?
No, that was just it.
Okay. So we do have an executive session this evening. Are there any comments from the public? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss the employment, compensation, and appointment of a village employee.
So moved.
Second.
And call the roll, please.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Ms. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
6:30.
And I don't anticipate any action by council when we return.
Open the door. And they
Bye. The board will jump right out at me.
All right, we'll need a motion to enter into regular session again.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
7:06.
And I would entertain a motion and a second to include sick leave hours as hours worked when computing overtime for village employees.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet, Miss Least,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
How'd you get that in?
7:07.
My line.
The grass kill I put on that infield, that working very, very quickly.